What's up, YouTubers? This is HazardF5 back with a brand new video, and today is going to be a very unique review. So it's not very often that I get to review completely custom made championship belts. I did a couple back on my old channel, but still not very many. And the belt I'm going to be reviewing today is based on a franchise that is very, very beloved by fans. It's a part of pop culture history and features one of the most famous swords in all of cartoons or action TV shows. So while I say that, everyone knows that I am a massive geek, whether it comes to wrestling or Power Rangers or Super Sentai or Marvel or DC Comics or comics in general or video games. However, I don't actually have a connection with this particular franchise as it was a little bit before my time, but it is still one of the most well-known cartoons from yesteryear. So first of all, thank you very much to Parteon for lending me this belt to review. Really appreciate it, dude. One of my patrons over at patreon.com/HazardF5. Thank you very much. This is going to be up there for early access. And this championship is very, very colourful, very, very bright. Today I'm going to be doing a full in-depth review of a Paul Martin belt made custom Thundercats Tribute Championship belt. So let's go take a look. And here we have the custom made Thundercats Tribute Championship belt made by Paul Martin Championship Belts. This thing is a very impressive piece. Now, before I get into the details of the belt, first and foremost, full disclosure, I didn't watch Thundercats growing up. I was born in the late 80s, raised in the 90s, and Thundercats was just before my time. Like He-Man and Masters of the Universe, I caught an episode here and there, but I was never really big into the show. So while I've had a look online for some of the character stuff that I was missing out, or any other details that might be in here to link to the show and stuff, I do apologize if I mispronounce anything, get anything wrong, missing anything out. And I am mindful that we as fans of certain brands and shows, like myself and how I'm involved with the online wrestling community, and I'm also a very avid fan of Super Sentai and Power Rangers, I know just how passionate a fan base can be. So I do apologize, and if I do make any mistakes, please let me know and correct me in the comment section below. So let's get into it. So we'll start off at the bottom of the main plate, which features the Thundercats logo in nickel. You've got the lion emblem that's found on the Sword of Omens just here with the red background. You've also got the nickel lettering for Thundercats, which is a really, really nice font, with the black outline helping it pop. And then behind the logo, you've got Lion-O's Sword of Omens, so the accent pieces here have been painted in blue with the lion logo, and then you've got the blade of the sword. Now, this is mostly a gold belt. The only nickel areas on here are the logo, the sword, and the stone holders to break up some of the gold areas. Behind the sword in the center, you've got sort of a circular sunburst pattern going towards the edges of the plate. These feature a narrow etched area leading to larger etching, with a single etched line in the middle that then splits off and kind of creates almost a crown style shape towards the circle. Then at the top here, you've got Lion-O, the main character of the show. Now, these I've seen firsthand. When you're doing characters and there's a lot of colored paint involved, it's a pain to do them in a way that they aren't sort of blanded out and blurred out from the design itself, especially when you're doing skin colors. It can be very, very tricky. Paul's done a brilliant job with this. So you've got his orange hair at the top, along with his blue bodysuit and his belt with the lion emblem, which would have actually made for a cool wrestling belt if it wasn't a one-plate belt like the old school Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko ECW TV title. There you've got the Sword of Omens. And you've also got the transition from the skin tone of his hands and forearm to his general skin tone around his shoulders and the rest of his body. Then over here, now you've got Wily Cat and Wily Kit, one on top, one on bottom. So again, each of these areas for the portrait are etched with individual lines. As we move over to the other side, then up here at the top. Now, I believe this character's name was Panthera, or Panthro maybe. So you've got the detailing on the eyes there. And here you can see the raised gold etched lines. So each of those areas had to be painted individually. And just here's a really good shot in the way that this has been painted and etched. So you can see how the lines have been thin enough. So you've actually got kind of a shadow essentially falling on the character from a certain angle. So it's almost like the light is going upwards with the shadow behind him, giving it that sort of 3D look. But then when you move around, it then shifts the shadow. Really, really nice. As we move further down, so here you've got, I want to say, Chitara with the orange hair and the red face markings. Again, sporting the Lion emblem with the red bodysuit and orange leggings. And then here you've got Tigra. And again, you've got each of those etched lines that would be painted one at a time. So now let's get into the other aspects of the design. So the overall design, like I said, you've got a sunburst pattern in the middle of the main plate. That then leads to a ring with a floral filler going around it that you can see just there. This filler also features a spoke wheel style pattern, and a very similar one can actually be found on the WWF Hogan 86 Championship. At the top of the main plate, you've got a floral pattern that arches towards the left and right. And that floral then protrudes out away from the circular area of the main plate. You've got 3 stone holders on all of the plates, a central clear one and 2 red ones. With 1 clear stone down at the bottom of the main plate with the nickel stone holders. Now let's take a look at the side plates. So I have no idea who this dude is. So anyone in the comments want to help out, absolutely go for it. Now, I could be completely off base here, but I know this guy is called Mumra, and this guy looks like he has sort of bandages similar to the mummy look. So this could be maybe an enhanced version of him. I don't know. But let me know in the comments if you are a Thundercats fan and are more knowledgeable on this subject matter. Here you've got the cape, the orange and blue cape that he's sporting with a white background, which is also featured on all of the side plates. Then you've got the circular filler with the floral going around the outside. Again, the 3 stone holders on each side. Although the floral, unlike the main plate, isn't actually protruding away from the circle in most areas. It's sort of limited to within the circle, giving it a nice contrast compared to the main plate. So then we go over to the outer side plate. So here we have Mumra with the painted bandages and cloak. Again, you've got the white painted background. Overall, the same design, same style as the left inner side plate or the right inner side plate. But the specifications have been dialed down, so the left one is shorter. Here you see the comparison of the stone holders as well. So just on a smaller scale. As we move to the other side. So here, now, I can't remember this guy's name for the life of me. I do remember seeing him at certain points, but I'm blanking on it completely. So he's got a golden cloak here, along with the excess gold being used along with the grey paint for the helmet. Now, I want to say Jaga something, maybe Jaga, not too sure. Something with a J. And then we've got this vehicle on the outer right hand side plate. Again, drawn a blank on this one. So if you know the name of it or its origins, feel free to drop it in the comments. It's all about engagement. So again, you've got the smaller scale side plate on the outer side plate, matching the overall pattern with these rectangular spikes coming out from behind the disc. A very slight curve on the belt, not very much at all, which doesn't really need it. Just a wonderful level of detail. Now let's talk about the leather. So your first instinct may very well be that, well, it's a Thundercats belt, and considering Lino's design, the belt will be a dark blue. So what they've actually gone with here is a lighter shade of blue. The reason being that with the amount of dark blue that is featured on a number of the characters, that it might be a bit too much and then blend together, which is what they were trying to avoid. I mentioned earlier in the review that when doing painted characters like this, a lot of the time they'll sort of appear flushed out and the detailing won't pop very well, which it does clearly here. But if you then add on too much of the same color that's featured on the characters, then that adds to that problem. So they've actually gone with a really nice lighter shade of blue for this strap, which works really, really well. And it's similar enough to the blue on the characters, but different enough to not take away from the overall pattern. So they've got Jamar style shell tooling going across the top and the bottom of the main plate. And as you can see here, it's also got a silver, not white, but silver line that's been dyed onto the strap going all the way around. Which, of course, that's again an homage to Lino's belt that he would wear on the show. While the blue is a lighter shade, they wanted to keep with the overall outline, which works really, really well overall. Then you've got the snap boxes, so they've gone with no tooling on the edge of the snap box, a sort of wildcat style hand tooling in the background with the Thundercats emblem and logo being stamped between the snaps. Then on the other side, again, you've got the line emblem stamped into the strap. And then 2x6 nickel snaps, again with the wildcat tooling in the background, and the Thundercats emblem in the middle. As with Paul's Martin straps, very, very flexible. Can fold no problem. I'm being very gentle because I'm always nervous around coloured straps though. And then on the back, you've got a really nice dark red backing here. Goes well with the red of the lion logo on the front and, of course, from the show. With a good quality of bolts by Paul attached to the plates as well. So there you've got the painted portraits, along with Lino Sword of Omens in the centre, along with the Thundercats logo. And you can see here with the lighting the amount of detailing that's on this belt. A really, really nice job done by Paul here. And of course, Parteon was very specific about the things that he wanted, what he wanted the belt to feature, an overall look. A really cool collector's piece. So there you have it, guys, the custom Thundercats Championship tribute belt made by Paul Martin Championship Belts. Once again, thank you very much to my patron, Parteon, for lending me this. A really, really beautiful piece. Certainly something that a lot of fans would appreciate if they were a fan of the franchise or watched it back in the day. A regular question that I get asked is, would I ever consider having a Power Rangers themed belt, considering my fandom and stuff? The answer is I have thought about it, but I don't know if I would pull the trigger on it or not. Part of that due to I already have so much stuff from Power Rangers behind this camera at the moment, and wouldn't have room for it. Another part of me is also thinks that when it comes to the overall design stuff, I don't know if there's anything that could really encompass how much love I have for that franchise. But in regards to this design, Parteon's done a great job working with Paul, featuring the different details and aspects that he's wanted on the championship. Really, really nice piece overall. Pops really well. The paintwork pops in the shadow. And then, of course, you've got the beautiful gold plating as well in other lighting. Strap-wise, again, you're guaranteed to get good stuff from Paul. Him and Mars Collier from Main Event Belts are the best when it comes to leatherwork, in my opinion. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful piece. Very bright, very vibrant, and will certainly stand out in any collection, considering the amount of vibrant colours and paintwork and style of the leather and everything else in between. So let me know what you think of Pardiff's custom-made tribute Thundercats Championship belt in the comment section below. If you have any information on the characters that I mispronounced or got wrong, or just straight up didn't know, leave them in the comments. Let me know in the comments what you think of the overall look of this Thundercats Championship belt. Is there a franchise that you'd like to have a custom championship made for? Well, let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, guys, that's it from me, and I'll catch you as always next time.